On the auspicious occasion of the 70th anniversary celebration of His Majesty the King's accession to the throne, Ministry of Agriculture and Cooperatives and I would like to humbly thank His Majesty the King for all of his hard work for Thai farmers over 7 decades. May we humbly wish His Majesty the King good health, prosperity, with our strong commitment to follow His Majesty's pathway on the integrated agriculture and the sufficient economy for the well-being of Thai farmers and national food security. Long live the King.
Good morning and thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT Radio Thailand FM 88 and NBT World. It's Sunday, June 5th, 2016. My name is Surapai Lautharanarit. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has acknowledged Thailand's success in receiving a higher ranking in competitiveness. During his national televised speech on the Returning Happiness to the People program, the Prime Minister commented on Thailand's achievement after the International Institute for Management Development, or IMD, placed Thailand at number 28 among 61 surveyed countries worldwide. The IMD conducts the competitiveness survey on a yearly basis, ranking countries by their competitive advantage. In 2015, Thailand was ranked 30th, he said, adding that Thailand is the only ASEAN nation that climbed up the list. Amidst global economic uncertainty, Thailand is still able to maintain its competitive edge, thanks to 4 contributors, including the country's economic performance, the government's ability to spur growth, the development of the business sector, and the strong basic infrastructure. He said the country has regained the confidence of foreign investors, as many of them are looking for new investment opportunities in the kingdom. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has offered his best wishes to all Muslims in Thailand who are celebrating the holy month of Ramadan in June. The Prime Minister sent his best wishes to every Muslim, saying he hopes everyone will be able to make merit during the holy Islamic month of the Muslim calendar. The first day of Ramadan is expected to be on Monday, June 6th. He wished that everyone could achieve what they set out to achieve and that they find peace and happiness in life. He also expressed his concerns about the safety of people in the 3 southernmost provinces, namely Yala, Pattani, and Narathiwat, while instructing all security agencies to adopt a heightened sense of alert and step up measures to protect lives and properties everywhere. The Prime Minister also called on local people to keep their eyes open and report any suspicious activities to authorities. Deputy Prime Minister Wisanu Kreungam said there's no need to postpone the referendum on the draft charter, even if the Constitution Court rules that Section 61 of the Referendum Act violates the interim charter. According to Dr. Wisanu, the Office of the Ombudsman has sought the Constitution Court's deliberation on Section 61 of the Referendum Act, whether the following words, aggressive, violence, and rude, which are contained in Section 61, breach the interim constitution. Section 61 stipulates that those relaying texts, pictures, and sounds which are unfounded in an aggressive, violent, rude, inciting, and threatening way to other people, with an aim to discourage them from casting their votes during the referendum, will receive a maximum jail term of 10 years. The Ombudsman claimed that these words are ambiguous. Dr. Wisanu added that even if these words are found to be in violation of the interim constitution, it has nothing to do with the referendum on the draft charter. If the court wants to remove these three words from Section 61, it will only allow those who have acted in an aggressive, violent, and rude manner against the referendum to walk freely. The Deputy Prime Minister also said in response to Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha's remark, which implied that the referendum could be postponed if Section 61 of the Referendum Act violates the interim charter, that the Premier was only expressing his concerns. The National Legislative Assembly, or NLA, has approved legislation that will enable the Ministry of Digital, Economy and Society to be set up. The NLA sitting passed in its third reading a draft act that will allow the establishment of the Ministry of Digital, Economy and Society. The bill was passed with 122 votes in favor, none against, and 7 abstentions. Before the vote, Mr. Somboon Ngamlak, chairman of the Legislation Drafting Committee, told the NLA sitting that information technology and digital communications play a vital role in today's world. Both elements helped to mobilize the economy, increase the country's ability to compete, and enhance the government's and the private sector's daily operations. He added that the power of the ICT ministry is restricted. Therefore, the new ministry, which will be in charge of the country's digital platform, will do the job the ICT ministry is unable to perform. Minister of Energy General Anantaporn Kanchanarat has pointed out the need for each region to have its own power plants to meet the rising demand for electricity. The minister traveled to inspect operations of the Bang Pakong power plant and followed up on the progress of a new power plant project in Cha Cheong Sao province. The new power plant, with a capacity of 1,400 megawatts, will help decrease the national electricity costs by 30% due to its higher efficiency. The ministry would consider adjusting the national electricity price structure in order to help communities surrounding a power plant pay lower power bills, the minister added. General Anantaporn also suggested that there should be a main power plant in each region of Thailand to accommodate 70 to 80% of the national electricity demand. The Industrial Product Design Fair 2016 is taking place at Impact Mueang Thong Thani for the last day today. The Department of Industrial Promotion, or DIP, is playing host to the Industrial Product Design Fair 2016, where more than 240 companies are showcasing their quality products. According to Minister of Industry Achakasi Bunryang, the DIP's main responsibility is to build stability in the industrial sector by helping entrepreneurs as well as small and medium enterprises improve their competitive edge. She added that the Industrial Product Design Fair 2016 will help Thai companies make their products known among consumers. The event features a wide range of quality products, including clothing, accessories, artworks, herbs, and foodstuff and beverages. There is also a business matching zone for business operators who wish to find a partner in business. The three-day event is expected to generate no less than 10 million baht and will come to an end today. Krungsri Bank hosted Krungsri Business Forum 2016 under the theme Thailand's Opportunity to discuss business and investment trends in Thailand and around the world. Our correspondent, Kun Niranut Traijakwanit, has this story.
Let me try to be more specific.
Amid the global economic slowdown, Krungsri Bank's Business Forum 2016 was held to brainstorm solutions that will strengthen the Thailand's economy and drive the country forward.
Currently, it seems to be going into the
Head of Gungsi of Global Markets Group, Tak Bunnak, said the global economy has tremendous influence on the domestic economy, and it is very important for every sector to see the opportunities lying ahead.
Right now, I think the focus is on the U.S. Federal Reserve decision on the rate hike. They are supposed to meet on next week around middle of June. So most of the market firstly think that Fed will hike in June, but it's likely to be delayed to July. So we believe that when Fed start hike, they are changing of the fund flow that already have started. You can see that the US dollar has been appreciated for the past few weeks in preparation for the Fed hike. So I believe that after the US dollar has accelerated to a new high, there will be a movement of the investment flow as well.
Although Thailand has been affected by the global economic slowdown, it is expected that the Thai economy will see gradual growth due to continued public spending and expanding tourism. I'm Neranut Jakwanit reporting.
Representatives from Xinhua News Agency have paid a visit to the southern province of Krabi, where they studied His Majesty the King's principle of sufficiency economy. Upon their arrival, Ms. Liu Jing, Deputy Director of the Jiangxi Bureau of Xinhua, and her entourage were welcomed by Deputy Governor of Krabi, Srichai Siniang. Ms. Liu said she was delighted to see Krabi, which she called a beautiful destination. She was also glad to be granted an opportunity to study the sufficiency economy philosophy developed by the King of Thailand, and would love to introduce this principle to the people of China. Krabi hosts a large number of Chinese tourists on a yearly basis, as the province is the #1 destination for Chinese visitors, thanks to its many savory dishes and local traditions, which have been passed on from generation to generation. The sufficiency economy philosophy is a method of thriving on moderation, prudence, and social immunity, one that uses knowledge and virtue as guidelines to living one's life. In the hope of increasing the number of people visiting museums as part of the government's strategy to reduce classroom hours while encouraging extracurricular activities, a special pass and website have been launched to make museum visits more appealing to younger generations. Kun Panosi Sinsap reports.
Going to a museum might not be in the minds of many when considering what to do or where to go in their free time. Statistically, most people visit museums only a few times in their lives. Now, hoping to increase the number of museum visits and change people's feeling about the museum-going experience, a Museum 4.0 project has been launched, which is an attempt to promote a new awareness of Thailand's museums as the government recognizes the importance of raising the quality and standard of Thailand's learning resources. Deputy Prime Minister, Air Chief Marshal Prajin Chantong, spoke at a press conference for the launch.
We have over 5,000 museums and learning centers across the country. We, the government, would like to support people to turn to educational tourism. That's why we have this program to reduce classroom hours, reduce the time in the classroom to learn more outside.
Within the Museum 4.0 project, the launch unveiled MusePass Season 4, as well as the World Wide Web MuseumThailand.com.
We wanted to create this museum culture as part of the educational tourism that we're trying to develop. There's a saying that Thais only go to the museum twice in their lives. First is when the teacher takes us there, while the second time is when we take our kids there. Many people agree with this little truism. However, it's something that we can change. We're developing museums in the country to make them much more interesting. Besides creating a supply of quality museums, we're also trying to create a demand for visits by creating the Muse Pass. the pass that gives holders free access to 40 museums across the country, with discounts to 14 popular learning centres. It's the 4th year now that we've been doing this, and we've been receiving overwhelming feedback. We're able to sell roughly 10,000 tickets, and the number keeps on growing each year. And from that number, 200 to 300 passes were used to visit all of the eligible museums, while a big proportion was also able to access as many as 30 locations. We consider this a big success.
The Director General also believes that this year, with even more accessible locations at a price of 199 baht, they may well reach their target of 20,000 passes sold. Meanwhile, they hope to have at least 50 participating museums next year, while still retaining the 199 baht price. Additionally, the Museum 4.0 event also launched the website worldwideweb.museumthailand.com and the Museum Thailand application for iOS and Android devices. The website and mobile app contain information on 331 museums and learning centers to allow people to easily search for news, information, and services and activities available at their museum of interest. As well, the app comes complete with information on recommended hotels, eateries, and knowledge centers in the area, so that even if you visit an area of interest often, you can broaden your experience with the new mix of accommodation and activities on each occasion. Banosi Zinsap, NBT World.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Tourism and Sports has opened a new event at Klong Padung Krung Kasem Market, taking place from now to June 24th. Titled Klong Padung Happy Travels, Healthy Sports, Economic Prosperity, the event will be available daily from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Canal Side Market, located near Government House. Tourism and Sports Minister Gopkan Wattanawarangkoon made known that the market offers tourism products and sports goods at fair prices, with community-made products and local tour packages on offer. Daily promotions will also present travel opportunities at very special discounts. Features of the market include exercise demonstrations using locally made products and appearances by celebrities. Activities to mark the 70th anniversary of His Majesty the King's accession to the throne will also take place. And that's it for today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Before we take a quick break, here's a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
The drought often hits. Here comes the flood. Since nature has changed, but if we understand, smart irrigation can solve. Smart irrigation for food security. Zero hunger. See you there.
Hey, Michael here in wonderful Thailand to ask, given all the latest news, what do you think you know about Thailand? Looks like it's still business as usual, chilling out. Maybe grab some of the local food and check out the Thai scene. Perhaps partying a little bit with friends.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has met with a Singaporean counterpart to discuss bilateral cooperation on regional security. Prime Minister of Singapore Lee Hsien Loong welcomed General Prayut to Government House in Singapore during the Thai Prime Minister's official visit to take part in the IISS Shangri-La dialogue. Both sides expressed satisfaction with our strong relationship. Thailand and Singapore have recently signed a Memorandum of Understanding on Information and Communication Technology, which reflects the continuation of their mutual collaboration. The Thai Premier took the opportunity to thank Mr. Lee for inviting him to give a keynote speech at the IISS Shangri-La dialogue. The two leaders also agreed that Thailand and Singapore should support the international community in the fight against terrorism and extremism, and that they should engage in exchanges of military intelligence. Mr. Lee says Singapore would be more than willing to give support to Thailand in all respects, and would like to see such active cooperation between the countries. Since the advent of the ASEAN Economic Community, or AEC, Cambodia has been one of the countries which enjoy numerous economic benefits. Kun Papamon Arayasukowat reports.
For several years, Cambodia's economic condition has been promising through a number of developments, opening the country for more international trade, more support of tourism industry, more enhancing on infrastructure and public utilities, as well as welcoming the foreign investment.
Cambodian government has opened the country for free trade at both regional and global levels, as seen through its AEC partaking, in which earlier all the members had set the mutual agreements for the ASEAN Economic Community in 2015 to pave the way to be the regional single market, as well as to have the production sharing among all the member countries.
The Cambodia economy is quite stable and strong. It's due to the political stability in this country, especially for the past decade, or at least 4 or 5 years. In overall, I can say that the economy of Cambodia is quite healthy and have the steady growth of 7% annually.
After the ASEAN aggregation, Cambodia's economic size has been constantly expanding, and more market-widening policy for inward foreign direct investment. This therefore has attracted more foreign investors from many sourced countries, both in production and tourism industries.
There are several factors. For example, I just mentioned about the macroeconomic policy. You can see the free flow of free capital inflow and outflow. You can bring in hard currency, for example, US dollar and so on, and then it can be spent here because the US currency is one of the main currency in Cambodia. The exchange rate quite stable. Investment regulation benefit for foreigners is the same for the local people, and they can, for example, they can own 100% in the company.
The foreign direct investment is considered a major proportion of Cambodia's economy. This refers to the World Investment Report in 2014 and the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Most of the inward FDI was made to textile industry, apparel and leather products, agro industry, financial services, and hotel restaurant industry.
So you can see that with the integration with AEC, there will be more investment from abroad, in particular, from the country from outside ASEAN, and also the countries among members of the ASEAN as well.
Obviously, Cambodia has been under the highly economic development in preparation for entering the ASEAN community, and this also shows that the country now has been ready for economic competition in the region.
And now turning to the global front, Muhammad Ali, the former world heavyweight boxing champion, died at age 74 of septic shock due to unspecified natural causes. A family spokesman, Bob Gunnell, made the statement yesterday while describing the former champion's final hours.
The family was called when things became more serious. We still had a lot of hope that it was going to turn around. I arrived in Phoenix a couple of days ago, and then shortly after I arrived, it became clear in discussions with Lonnie Ali and with his doctors that his condition wasn't going to improve. And so, you know, they were able to bring all family members in the last 24 hours when we knew that things weren't going to improve. They were given time to say goodbye.
Ali, who had long suffered from Parkinson's syndrome, died at 3:10 GMT on June 4th. Gunnell said the boxing legend had recently been hospitalized at the Scottsdale Healthcare Hospital for a respiratory issue. His public funeral will be held on Friday in Louisville, Kentucky. A Japanese robot band singing plants and interactive projections all feature at Hong Kong's 20th edition of New Media Festival Microwave. The robot band was aiming to recreate the euphoria of music and emotions produced by the machines. Artist Kimura Tatsuko said he wanted the challenge of a robot playing guitar because it is the most physically complicated instrument. The International New Media Arts Festival follows on from last year's Be Water Episode 1, aiming to highlight the concept that data is one of the key creative elements nowadays, with the fluidity of water. The festival this year comprises a series of exhibitions, artist symposiums, film screenings, workshops, and outreach educational events. And that wraps up today's edition of Newsline. For any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook or visit our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. And for now, we're going to say goodbye with a 7-year-old female giant panda, Hao Hao, giving birth to her cub in a Belgian zoo. I'm Suraphal Lautaranarit. Thank you for joining us and have a great weekend. สวัสดีครับ